Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another
Yes.
awesome Friday here on Stay Fishy Friday with your two
Been
favorite
waiting.
hosts from Ohio Fish
Thank you for
Rescue.
not doing that to me this week. I've been waiting all week for this show.
Oh, I didn't turn my sound off. Excuse me, guys. Probably didn't even hear that anyways. Let me get this set up on my phone and I can dive in the
Oh, don't worry,
comments.
we're live. You can play on your phone.
So if you guys don't know, my phone is lagged a little bit behind. So as soon as we start here, we're talking to you, but my phone's going through the commercial right before the live stream. So had to get through that. All right. So we got much to talk about this week. Well, as we do in any week, we always find stuff to talk about. But you don't know this yet, but I got a call from a certain Rodrigo today.
Oh, did
And
you?
yeah,
I got to wait till the live stream to find these things out. I talked to Brian Barczyk today. How about that?
yeah. Well, we haven't regularly talked. I came in, we started doing stuff, and
We don't have much time to spend together anymore. He comes over and we got stuff to do. We get to it. Then he goes home and he's got stuff to do at his house. I got stuff to do here. After the nurse yesterday left at 4 o'clock, I worked from 4 o'clock till midnight watching Tracy, and then from midnight until 8 this morning, where I got a message the nurse wasn't coming in. So I didn't get my morning sleep. I usually sleep from 8:30 until 11:30, 12, and then I'm up working on the rescue out there until the nurse leaves at 4. Then I have to start my 16-hour shift again. So this is 24 hours, and when I get done with my 24 hours, I don't get to go to sleep. I get to start my next 16-hour shift. So it's just it's hectic around here. It's really super hectic. And just yesterday, we had 3 people show up at the door, and I had to turn them away. I'm like, "Did you have an appointment?" Because I'm thinking maybe I messed up. They're like, "No, I got your address," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, but there's nobody here. It's just me and Tracy. I can't go out there and give you a tour. You're going to have to set that up. It's so rough, and there's 3 people, and that makes me feel bad too.
Yeah.
But there's nothing I can do.
I mean, well, you got to follow the rules, and just the other day, there is times I'll message people on platforms, and if have extra time that day, and we're up to it, I'll go ahead and give out some tours. Just the other day, had someone fly in from Florida. They were looking for a tour, and he knew nothing about it because I don't ask him to go out there and give tours. I was gonna be here at 4 o'clock, so I told him, hey, if you can be here between 4 and 6,
Now,
I'll gladly give you a tour.
before he finishes the story, let me tell you how bad things were. These people flew all the way from Florida, and they're knocking on their door for their appointment. And I'm like, "Can I help you?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're here for a tour." I'm like, "I'm sorry, we can't give you a tour. I'm here by myself. I have to watch Tracy. I can't leave her in there." And they're like, "We just talked to you like 20 minutes ago." And I'm like, "You didn't talk to me." I give out the tours, you didn't talk to me. And these poor people are freaking out. They just flew. So it turns out Josh had given him an appointment and he couldn't make it. So I put Tracy on my phone and I held the phone up to where I could see her and hear the machines running. And I gave them a tour like that. So I can't really be into the tour, but I was able to fix the situation. But it's rough because then I have to run. The fish room's way far away from Tracy. I have to run all the way back from Tracy's area. If something starts going wrong, she's, I don't know, God forbid she has a mucus plug or something like that, and she's gasping for air, and I got to run 30 seconds all the way from the back all the way to the front before I can get to her. That's life-saving time right there. So it's real sketchy for me to do that. I don't like doing that. But in that situation, we had to. Everything was fine. Tracy was sleeping, and everything was good. So
It showed up at 4:05.
yeah, after it wasn't that, it was like 4:15, but after I had gone through all this humiliating, I can't help you, and they're like, "Oh my God, we just flew in from Florida." And it was terrible. He put me on the spot like that. And then finally I go ahead and start doing it. And then he comes in and takes over the tour. So I went back to Tracy. But yeah, stuff like that happens all the time. And it's hard because it's so hectic around here.
I got a fix for that. Whenever you give out tours, just say, hey.
Here's your password.
When you show up, say, Josh gave me a tour. I'm supposed to be here at 4.
Right.
Because usually if you message on Instagram or TikTok or my personal Facebook page, you're talking to me. if you're on, YouTube or something, it could be
Or
him, it
Snapchat.
could be me.
Yeah.
If you're
It's
on the
mostly
Facebook
99%
group,
me. You every once in a while I'll be like, I didn't answer. Oh, that had to be Josh because you answer so little questions on YouTube.
yeah, I usually get the ones that are very appealing. And today, this dude got under my skin.
About what?
I had time this morning. I took a screenshot of it and put it in the chat. He was going off about how we're wrong about calling them albino and xanthic gar.
Oh, I saw that. It truly is an albino gar because if you look at it, it is the yellow white skin with the red eyes, but it does have that piebald morph to it. Now, I would understand his argument saying it's not a true albino if it had original skin color pigmentation left on it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a morph. It's not a true albino. But this is a true albino with the other morph on top of it. Them colors ain't his original colors.
Right. It's all just like platinums. You can have different grades of platinum gars. And the lower grade, you have some little mottled patterns, marbled, whatever you want to call it.
Or spotting of the original pattern. Or the tails, the fins have the spotting in it of the original pattern.
So I gave him a little educational comment on what it means to be a
You
true
handle that
albino.
very well. When I get into it with people, I'm like, you're just being ignorant. Leave me alone. So you're much more of a diplomatic speaker than me. That's what we need because I've gotten into it with a few people and they say dumb stuff. One guy telling me how to do this and that, and I'm like, you can't tell me because you don't know the parameters. And he got all upset. And he actually quit the show. So, but I'm not as elegant. I just get straight to the point. I'm not mad. I'm just kind of rude at it. I get straight to the point. Here's this reason. Here's that reason. That's why I did this. Oh, no, you should have. I don't go, well, excuse me. I don't mean to offend you. I don't mean to upset you, but this is the reason I did. I don't waste a lot of time. I did it because of this. I get straight to the point. And people get mad, thinking I'm already mad yelling at them. And I'm not.
See, there's something about starting a comment with "sadly you are mistaken" is a nice way to tell them just to screw off and here's what it's like.
Okay, have you thought of the drinking word yet?
No, I have not.
Hey, we are getting to the Tracy update because there's, when we first start, there's 30, 40 people. After a minute or so, we see there's, 170, 180. So we want to wait for Tracy update, at least to the 1 minute or 2 minute mark every time. Go ahead, finish.
I was going to say maybe we can do a word around that.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know how much we're going to be talking about that.
The Animal Con. It's going to be in Florida. Coming up, it's hosted by Brian Barczyk from the Reptarium. We will be there. We don't know what two are going. Might be me and Reaper. Might be Josh and Brittany. Might be me and Josh. I don't know. We haven't made no plans because it just came out, just launched its date. So that's a big show held by Brian Barczyk, and he's got 3.2 million followers or something on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not like just fish. It's fish, reptiles, birds. It's a little bit of everything, but there's no sales of animals. It's just influencers coming together. There might be products on show there. I looked, and the list is long, and it's the first year, so we're not sure what to be expected and who is all going to show up yet. But I did post something to it on the Ohio Fish Rescue story tip today, so you guys can check it out. And we will be there. It is August 26th and 27th, I do believe, and it is in Orlando, Florida.
Brooke Holly's yelling at us, telling us to keep it family friendly, please. I'm sure it's somebody else.
Oh,
Okay, let's get into this Tracy update while you think of the drinking word, okay?
I got one. It's
you
hilarious.
Go ahead.
Since, Animal Con, the first thing you click on is turtle. Why don't we make the drinking word turtle?
Oh my God.
For all of you guys that know the old school turtle episode.
That was horrible.
All right, let's do the mom update.
Okay. Turn the sound off on that for me, wait.
Sure.
Let me see. This week with Tracy, the nurse has missed twice now. So it's just been a little hectic. Let me see, what good has she done? She's I've been, I talk to her a lot, and I'm used to her just staring off into space, or just looking the other way or something. I can tell when she's in coherency. Like I'll walk up to her and I'll start talking to her, and her eyes will turn over towards me, and then her head will follow, and she'll be looking right at me, and I'll be like, "Hi, baby," and I ask her to close her eyes, and she does it. Then I tell her to open them, so she's able to follow commands when she's in these coherency. But a lot of the times, I'd say 90% of the time, no nurse has seen it. The doctors definitely haven't seen it. So this week alone, I got the nurse to see it 3 different times, and she's like, wow, she saw it before, but it wasn't that clear, to where she thinks it was closed, but she don't know if it was on command. It was kind of weird. She blinked twice and then slowly closed her eyes. I mean, it was straight, closed her eyes. Okay, now open them, and she opened them again. So she's getting much more control of this, and it's happening more and more, and the nurses have seen it, or the nurse has seen it. We almost had another nurse here yesterday. She went and applied this morning, and something on her record, this company wouldn't hire her. So now I don't have the second nurse. So, I don't know. But other than that, she's just moving around a lot. She's doing a lot better on the saturation, staying up high. I don't have to fight her no more. I don't have to give her breathing treatments now, hardly ever. When Mara's here, she does the vest thing that shakes her up and knocks a bunch of mucus loose, and she stays so clear and so doing good. And she's coughing really good, so that's what we need to be able to. For one, she has to be alert and out of the vegetative state into the minimally conscious state, where she can squeeze the doctor's hand or blink her eyes for yes or no in front of the doctor. Once she reaches that state, the doctor will think about taking the trach out if she's alert. And that ain't every once in a while. That's like 90% of the day. But without being alert 90% of the day, she's still coughing it up every time there's phlegm built up where she wasn't before. And we had to go in and internally suction her. It's getting to where I watched her for like 4 days last month or something, right in a row, 5 days or something like that, where I was dying. But I did not have to internally suction her that whole time. I just, sometimes she'll cough and it'll be phlegm at the opening. I'll take her mask off, the trach mask, and I'll just suction that little bit right there. And then, I have a bib that it collects it all. It comes out and drops into the bib, and I suction that out every 3 or 4 coughs. So she's doing really, really good. She's definitely on the road to, getting this trach taken out. And then once that's taken out, we can actually feed her in her mouth, her favorite foods and stuff like that. And she can swallow that. So we'll still have to, feed her through the peg tube for the general nutrition, but we can give her treats and snacks in her mouth. So she's getting real close to it. We don't want to push that and get it ahead of its time, but she's doing that good. She's right there at the top of the vegetative state and the bottom of the minimally conscious. So she's still, advancing and doing more and more each week. So I'm very proud of her. I tell her all the time she can do this. I tell her, honey, if you want a piece of chocolate, you got to be able to close your eyes. I tell her this stuff. You want a glass of Pepsi? That's her favorite is Pepsi. A nice ice cold Pepsi, and she'll start drinking it like 3 or 4 swallows until it burns so much, and then she'll go. And she loves that. I remember all these cute little things about her. Like, it kills me, but she loves that. So I'm sure if she'd want a glass of cold Pepsi again, she's going to have to. I told her, you've worked through so much stuff. I've seen you, come from, her whole hips were broken and she couldn't walk and all that. She made it back to where you can't even tell her hips were broken. She broke both hips, her pelvic bone and her tailbone all at the same time. And she came back from that, no problem. I'm like, you can do this, honey. You keep working. You keep doing that. You keep looking my way and closing your eyes when I tell you to. You got to work on that so that you're doing that all the time. The more you do it, the easier it'll be for you. Just work towards it, honey. And, I give her all kinds of words of encouragement. That's it. All the time. So that's the Tracy update. Hope you like it.
All right, we got Richard Macy, $5. He said, "Good evening, Ohio boys. Hats off for all the hard work keeping them raised. I'm looking forward to seeing Matt's monster fish tank being used for the tiger fish."
Ooh, that's real close too. we've got the mermaid video coming up. We've got the Matt's Monster Fish being coming up. And then we've got the saltwater tank being set up. And then after that, we've got the tanning bed being moved and the Dwight Howard tank being moved and the 1,000 out of the driveway into the position where the Dwight Howard is. It's all coming up real quick. We've been doing all these little, when you look at your list to do, and there's so much to do, you're just like, I don't know what to do. But if you just take one little step, knock it off. Let's get that off today. Let's get this off. Let's mark this off. Sooner or later, you're like, move the Dwight Howard tank. Oh my God, we're on it. It's time.
Yeah.
You work away at it, and that's what's happened to us, because now we're like, oh my God, all these things are like real close to starting to do. So to get this Matt's Monster Fish tank running, we had to get the cube fixed and repaired. We had to order parts and a piece of square acrylic, and then he had to sand that. Then we had to glue that in. Then we had to test it. Then we had to get the water, the waterfall, underwater, the sandfall. I'll succeed. The sandfall working, and that's been working. Now it's been working for like 3 weeks without a hitch. It don't stop. It does good. So I got to change the light on that tank because it's making it brown algae grow where the other tanks next to it has none. So I'm going to change the lights on that tank to make it easier. And then now all we got to do, now that it's hooked up to the lines, now we can tap in and hook up the 750 Matt's Monster Fish tank. So it's like sometime this week, I'm sure we'll get to it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Maybe. I've got a lot of stuff planned this weekend. It'll all be on the video, but we've got stuff going, stuff coming in. We'll finally get that 600-gallon tank out of my garage. So, should we go ahead and tell him or not?
No, but
okay.
We'll get the tank out of his garage, and then I'll have my trailer back where I can use it.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, A to Z Fish Room says, welcome to the Tiger Shovel Nose. Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you.
And we've got Gaia Aquatics and Pets. 40 rupees says, need a shout out. Ask Bigrich many times.
See, here's the thing with that. If it's on like Facebook or through an email, I'll be like, I'll probably even answer you. Sure, I can do that. And then come Friday, I don't know where I wrote that down. I may have wrote it on my headboard on a piece of paper, and I've just completely forgotten. I've got way too much stuff to do. So I'm sorry about that. I do remember it. Thank you. I'm sorry though, so you got it now.
Shout out
Mary
to
Paige
Gaia.
Wood.
We've got one more. We got Ange, $5. That's hashtag Team Tracy, hashtag OFR Rocks. Cheers to Friday. And a faint little whisper of turtle.
Thank you, Ange. You're the best. Here's to you. Oh, we got a lot of people in here. Okay.
And we got Terry Time Otis and Badish said, hey guys, glad I made the live. Texas loves you and stay fishy.
We love Texas too. It's a shame you couldn't, come up and see us when we were down there in Dallas last time. But come up this time. We'll be there. It'll be in Dallas.
So today I got a call from Mr. Rodrigo. And, he's setting up shop there. He called and discussed some plans on when he's making the trip out. So his plan is, Kevin's in LA right now. He's sending the last truck over this weekend, and then he's flying out of LA, and they're done.
Oh, closing the doors forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now they're both going to be in
New Jersey?
New York.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
Copiague, New York, right out on Long Island. Exactly 9 hours and 22 minutes from our doorstep.
Oh, so they're out on Long Island.
A little bit.
Okay.
And so next week they'll both be there. Them 4 tubs you've seen in the videos and whatnot. They're going to be pretty much moving stuff out of there, and they're going to be setting them up for the raise and adding a few more to them.
Okay.
To where he said the mid of the month, so the second or third week, he's going to come here with 2 box trucks.
Really?
Yes. And
I don't think he needs 2 box trucks. Tell him you only need the one. All of them boxes, they can stack 2 layers on top of each other. All of them boxes fit in that little workout room.
And what's in their driveway?
What's in the driveway?
A certain thing that he's coming to take, and all the other stuff that we talked to him about. he's planning on coming and taking everything at once. So the rays. Also told him if there's fish here that he wants, he's gonna go ahead and take them
Take all them too.
for his
we don't have to call
tanks.
Yeah, we don't have to call a public aquarium then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get him a list
So I just
put
picked
together.
up, or I didn't. Reaper and Hoover just picked up a bunch of fish last night. So
Yeah, a lot of those are so the Bicher will keep and the giraffe.
and the granulosis.
Yeah, you told me that thing was 18 inches.
I can only go by what people tell me. Someone says, "Hey, I've got a 4-foot goldfish." I'll be like, "Okay, man, I'll bring the big tub." I don't challenge them. I don't tell them. But I said 18 inches. It comes in 13. It's not. I told you what they tell me. So don't get on me, son.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, where's this big granulosis at? And I look, he's
like, oh, that one's only like 7-8 inches.
Yeah.
He's cute though.
Guy. Oh, so yeah,
Hold
that's
up.
coming up.
JC says, Tracy question, if you don't mind. While on the topic of Tracy and her clarity periods and the responding with commands, what's the update with the trial drug that allows more of that? That would be Zolpidem or Ambien. Zolpidem is the original. Ambien is like a remake of it or something. So we're trying to get the original Zolpidem. But the doctor that's going to do it for us wanted the MRI done first. We got the MRI done. We got the results back. And I talked to the doctor and left him a message saying, I understood about 75% of this on here. I looked up each word and I can understand. Okay, so it don't look like nothing's gone worse. I don't understand what these are, but what this means. It shows that there's water here and there's area there. But is that good or bad? I mean, do we have to do anything about that? And he's never gotten back to me. So to start the Zolpidem, I need him to get back to me and finish the MRI so that he can okay the Zolpidem. So that's next on our list. We actually got a hold of him or sent another message today to him. And it's been about a month since we sent the message. It's, I understand because the doctors are like us. They're handling, 80 people a day and all these things, and they have to write reports on everything. And there's a question come in. I'll get to that, and then it gets lost in the backsplash. So I understand. So we just sent him another message today. Someone on here says, "Oh, I thought you lost weight." I caught it in there. I don't know who it was, but come on, it's been a week. It's been a week. I lost like 14 pounds after it was 4 days. I weighed in. I lost 14 pounds, but everyone knows that's your system cleaning out stuff in there, and water weight and all that stuff. I've lost a few since then. But if I'm 325 pounds and I lose 20 pounds, you're not going to really see it. You might see a little thinning in the face. You're not going to see the belly ain't going down very much, maybe a half inch. But does that really look much? So give it time. I notice a difference. I can get up out of a seat way easier. I can bend over more than I was before. It's easier for me to move around. My feet don't hurt as much. They're not hurting by 4 o'clock. They're hurting by 6:30 now. So I noticed the lightness. Do you notice anything different?
You're not walking like a turtle no more.
A turtle? What do you mean by that?
It's a good way to plug in the drinking word.
Oh.
Got a little more pep in your step?
Yeah, that's what I feel. Even though, I'm up 24 hours in a row right now, I'm peppy. I'm not listless and tired, and I'm a little crankier. I'm sure you've noticed that. But
remind us, Rich, just how did you hold up Greg's Woody?
Oh my God, his turtle's named Woody. I didn't hold Greg's Woody. Come on, people, this is family friendly show. What is wrong with you people? Greg's turtle is, what is he, 90 pounds or something?
Yeah,
and he's about yay big around. I mean, he's a big boy. You hold him right behind his neck on his shell, and then you grab him right by his tail, and you hold that shell. He cannot bite you. But that's 90 pounds, so you prop it on your leg. That's how you hold Greg's Woody. That's it.
All right, we got Jackie Hudson, $5, says, Happy Friday and a whole herd of turtles.
Thank you. Happy Friday to you.
We got the Fahaka guy, $10. He said, Happy Friday, driving home, listening in. Well, that's
awesome. Drive
right
safe,
there.
brother.
You say turtle?
Turtle.
A bunch of people asking what's up with YouTube. YouTube is messing up royally. So if you are on a desktop, it seems desktop is having the most issues right now. It's hard for people to tune in, watch any videos. That it's just something with YouTube servers are going awry. All right, we got Dave Martin, $10 says, I'm going to be in Orlando on August 27th. Actually, might check out the Animal Con and
come see us when you're in there.
Yeah, you'll be able to see us and probably
take a picture with us. Get
the other
man, it's so bright in here. How do you do it without glasses? Look at them lights. Oh my god. Oh.
It'll be a good time. We got Jim Sheasley, $5. Says,
hey Jim.
Rich, he'll be turning handstands before we know it.
Oh, I wish. That's what I forgot to do. I was going to do a video of Richie doing them handstands and then jumping up on them crates, and all that, and have it as a background here, because Richie will never do it in front of the camera for us again.
Uh-oh. We got Renee Turcotte Sisagi. Sorry if I butchered that last name, but $7. She said hashtag Team Tracy.
Samantha Nolan says, oh my God, I don't get notifications from OFR anymore. We have heard so many people telling us that, and then it ain't even working to go there, untag the notification bell, and then retag it. And our sales have showed it. We went from like making X amount of dollars to like half of that in the last month. It's crazy. So now we're not even making enough to cover the cost of the rescue no more.
Yeah, it's everyone on YouTube right now is taking a hit. I'm hearing it from everyone's
That's
end.
Crazy. And we rely on that. That was money that was not coming out of my money that I make for the houses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been able to catch up on all bills. I've been doing good since this YouTube thing started. Now, I just started saving to, get the, what do you call it? The fish room edition and the porch side of the house that we had the tarp on that we needed wood. And now I can't save there no more. I got to pay the bills. It's crazy. Another thing, for about a month now, when I make a shortcut from our
videos,
the live stream, and post it onto Facebook, it's just a blank square. It don't show the thumbnail that I worked so hard at making. It's just a blank square.
And I just got a notification today from a video that was 4 years old.
Oh yeah, 2 days ago. That's all this. I'm reading all this stuff. I'm like, there's no way this is all posted for us. And then I finally seen the dates. It was 2 years ago, and I'm going through Ohio Fish Rescue, and it was all 2/17, 2/18. So I'm saving this picture to my computer, saving this one to the computer, saving this one, and I'm like, these are all old good pictures of Tracy. I didn't have. No, I had, but I used to post stuff and then delete it.
Right.
Now I'm saving it as I'm going through the old pictures, and wow.
We've got Ange, $5 again. She said turtle times 10.
Oh, thank you, Ange. Ange, you don't have to. You can talk to us without sending money. You don't. We're friends. I thought. Jim's the same way. He keeps doing this. Every time he comes over, he brings. I'm like, Jim, stop. You don't have to. He's such a nice guy. All right, Helen Inglis says, Rich, if you ever get the time, can you do a Bitchin' Kitchen episode for the steak sandwich, please? If not, could you maybe put the recipe on the community tab? I can do that. I've got 3 or 4 recipes I've set aside already that people have loved that I didn't do an episode on. So I need to do that. And that's all going to go on our members forum. So, and that way they're not monetized, because members are already paying money monthly. So they're not monetized. You guys can just watch a video. They're like freebie videos type things, They don't do very well on YouTube to the fish group. Like if I'm getting 20,000 views for each fish video and I put up an episode of Rich's Bitchin' Kitchen, I don't care if it's on meatball sandwich or whatever, or cheesecake. It only does like 5, 6, 7,000 compared to the fish info. So we'll give them out. There's plenty of people who want them. That'll be on our members content. King of DIY is coming here, and he's going to teach me a lot about doing different things, because he said from watching what we're doing a few things wrong, and he could help us, this and that. And he says, for one, you're basically ignoring your member section. And he says he's got a lot of members, and he keeps up on his member section for the members. That's their paying customers, basically. And I didn't think of it that way. I thought, member, I put a class on there for $1 a piece. You can be a member, I figured if we got 140,000 people and 70,000 of them will become members, if we're getting $70,000 a month at $1 a month, that would be ridiculously amazing. And I'd go buy, huge tanks and, all kinds of awesome additions and stuff like that. But, we've got like 300 members. So it didn't work the way I thought. But hearing Joey talk about it, it is more important for us to put some good video on there. My point is, when I started this YouTube thing, we were friends with Paul Caparo, Raw Fishing, Predatory Fins. We started out the same time, and now they're like 100,000 above us. Who else is down south? All of our YouTube buddies. Brian Barczyk, Coral 12G, Dustin Wonderluck, the dude that does the planting and the Tanner's Serpa. Yeah, Tanner Serpa. We started out, and these guys were all giving us tips on how to do things and this and that. And the guys down in Florida, they're like, we want to welcome you to the $50,000 a month club. I'm like, well, so would I. That'd be great. We're at the $2,000 a month club. And that's after we've already put out 800 videos and have been doing this for 3 years. We're making $2,000. So it's definitely not something everybody should just drop your day job and go start doing YouTube. Oh my God, we've worked so hard doing this, but there's been times when it's helped out, and it's taken the strain off of me paying for all this out of my pocket. But yeah, I was talking to them and we're like, okay, what do we do? And they said, do this, do that, be consistent on your videos, and keep putting this out and never stop, blah, blah, blah. And we did everything they said. And yes, we have grown and we have, built up to the $2,000 a month club. But they're at the, $50,000 a month. And do you know what people, let's face it, they're all kids and they just spending their money on whatever frilly thing they want. Do you know what I would do with that money and reinvest it into here? And oh my God, but I don't have 3 million followers, so I'll never make that kind of money in here. But it was a pipe dream for sure. I was gung ho at it. Josh is like, we don't need to do a video every other day. One a week, twice a week. I'm like, no, every other day we got to do a video. We're going to get this. And now I'm petering out. I'm tired. I'm this last 2 years of taking care of Tracy and doing the rescue. Because people don't understand, I worked 16 hours taking care of Tracy, and then I get 2.5 to 3 hours sleep in the morning, and then I'm up for 12 to 4 with the rescue out there doing stuff. And then I start my next 16-hour shift again. So it's going on, 2-3 hours of sleep a night has been crazy. During the nighttime, I sometimes fall asleep for 15 minutes at a time, that type of stuff, but it's not the same as getting REM sleep straight in a row. So it's just, I've gotten gray hair, I've gotten fatter, I've gotten tireder, slower, making the dieting harder.
Any more hillbilly ingenuity DIY projects in the pipeline?
What do you mean by that? Like the 750 attached to the 500 going to the new waterfall?
Like you just made your light hillbilly ingenuity.
Oh, no,
anymore.
Oh, I know what you mean by that. Yeah, we're hooking up the 750 in line.
It's not a hillbilly ingenuity.
It is
project.
because we couldn't hook up that 750 until we hooked up the 500 so that we could tap into that and use this and run it back to a new waterfall online. That's all, hillbilly. That ain't the way the store made to do it. They put another pump on every tank,
Yeah, maybe.
And new piping everywhere and all that kind of stuff and valves and this and that. And we've got stuff barely holding together with a wish and a prayer. I love being prepared and thinking ahead. Yes, my cup just emptied, and here's a nice one with ice in it.
People asking about the YouTube. It's not our YouTube. It's everyone. Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. Sorry. Disregard that last comment. Here we go.
Well, in the meantime, until YouTube gets their butt in order, you guys know that every single day you can check Ohio Fish Rescue. We always do it in the morning at the same time. So every morning at 6:30 for us, it's released. So if it's 12 o'clock for you, it'll be there every day at 12. If it's 6 o'clock at night for you, it'll be there every day at 6. If it ain't on my channel, then go to Reaper's channel, the OFR behind the scenes, and there will be, between these two channels, we're putting out a video every single day. Never fails. You know, in the last year, Reaper couldn't do a video once, and he didn't get it out until noon, so that was 6 hours late. That was just recently. So, I mean, we have not missed. We came close to not putting one out tomorrow, but I got it together today.
Shame.
But it's not my fault. I had plans on finishing the video today, and then Mara calls or gets a hold of me at like 7:45. I won't be in today. Her shift starts at 8. So now I don't get my sleeping time, and I got to watch Tracy. But now I got to actually go out there and put the rocks in the tank and the plants and all that. And to do that, I need my phone to video, and I can't be out there without having Tracy on the video.
Right.
So I was just like, I don't know what to do.
Someone's asking how are the tinfoil barbs doing in their new home? How's everyone pretty nice with them?
Tinfoil barbs are them?
In 2200. So we did have the gars go after them and nip at them, but they are still rocking. Everyone seems to be leaving them alone now.
That was at first. Now they're doing good.
Yeah, them gar are on the verge of being too big for that tank because they can't be trusted right now. They
You'll
go after anything.
4 months, they're doing good, but if you maybe miss a feeding, Josh had party night or Josh had a wedding to go to or something, he didn't get to a feeding, didn't tell me or something like that. Somehow we miss a feeding. Then you'll wake up in the morning and there'll be nips off the red tail top fin or one of the iridescent sharks. And the problem with that is if you nip an iridescent shark, they freak out and go to the other side of the tank and hit their head. They could knock themselves out and die. We've had it happen before. I'm sure lots of you had. So, I mean, they're getting to the point to where we have to, mass feed them all the time or they're ornery. So we can put them into the big tank with the big boys. I just didn't want to put them in too soon because they'll be the smallest gars in there. And you know that the big gar went after the small gar when we first put them in there. I don't want nothing to happen to these guys.
Yeah. Jim Sheasley, $5 is not to be nosy, but did you get any dead fish in the mail today?
I did, Jim. I love the way he put that. Did you get any dead fish? We got a huge largemouth bass with his mouth open, mounted, in the mail. And wow. Some also them elephant ear bulbs. We got them from Jim. Dude, you rock. I was going to bring that up. There's a note for it right here. We just didn't get to it yet, buddy. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you so much for that. We're going to hang that in the fish room. And of course, the elephant ear bulbs, I'm going to have Reaper put them in. I read up on it, and it said to start them in dirt and get them going, and then have them just the roots in the water and let it go like that. And then the leaves that grow, once they're in the water, you're good for planting it in the gravel with sitting in water. So we're going to do it that way. It's going to take a little bit, but we will get them started. What's going to be nice is now that's going to give us 5 elephant ear plants. The 2 that we have at the end of summer, we're just going to split in half and make, 4 out of the 2. And we'll bring them in like we did this last winter and put them around the pool and let them go. Every time we move them plants, all the old leaves die off and new ones come up. So there's a difference between being in the water in the pond and being like 3 inches deep to being in the water on the step in the pool and being only like 2 inches deep. So it kills off all the old leaves and then new ones start and then it grows that way. When we plant them outside, they're all going to fall and break and die and new ones will come up and then they'll be hardy all summer. So you got to be careful with some of these plants. Ange says, we are friends. I know, Ange. I love you. She's a sweetheart. A to Z Fish Room says, I made Bigrich's buffalo chicken. Now, wait a minute. Did you make it or did Brittany make it? Because I thought she was the chef in the family. But either way, they made it and they said it was fire. I do like that dip.
It was good.
Yeah, you can't stop eating it.
Hmm.
You know, I was thinking,
Good stuff.
how would that be in like? I've seen different versions of stuffed shells. How would the buffalo chicken dip be in the stuffed shells? You know,
Right.
it might be good.
It could be. I mean, wouldn't doubt it. Good
If I
stuff.
made it, you would try it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not against it.
We got Jim Sheasley, $5 says no problem. I bought you 2. We'll send the other soon.
Oh, Jim, don't go buying stuff. I asked that if anybody had an old fish mount laying around that like sitting in the garage or in a pile in the attic or something that they don't use, could you ship that to us? I'll even pay for shipping. I didn't want you going out looking in garage sales and finding fish to send to us. That's a lot of work, buddy. I'm sorry. Thank you, though, for that.
John Kilpatrick says, speaking of fish getting knocked out, I have an adult fish hit her head, and now she just lays on her side besides coming up for food. Any advice?
That's she dazed herself, and she probably messed up her bladder a little bit. It could heal itself or it could not. I've had fish stay like that, and then people mess with me. I had an Oscar like that, and he just laid on the bottom, and people are like, oh, my God, you have a dead fish. I'm like, no. I tapped the glass, and he'd get up and swim. Then he'd swim over there, and then he'd lay back down. And he lived for a couple years like that, But, you can't say with swim bladder. It could fix. It may not fix. Who knows? Could have been from an infection in the swim bladder, not from, hitting against the wall. Who knows?
Yeah. We got Alexandra Stengel, $20. Says, greetings from New Jersey. Love and prayers for OFR. Use this towards fishy food.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Amy McCluskey says, so many wonderful fishy family members. Thank you. My faith in humanity has been restored a bit now. See, that's what I kept telling everybody. I come from Cleveland, and I used to hate people. I don't want people in my yard, by my kids, nothing. I wished I could put a 16-foot fence around my house. I had a house in Cleveland, and, I was that guy there that, all the guys would come over and be working on cars, and then they'd bring their cars. We'd work on their cars. Or the kids would stop by, and I'd fix their bicycle chain. I'd take my riding lawnmower, and I'd hook like 9 wagons to it and go all the way down the street and back up the other street, taking all the neighbor kids. But it's changed, as the kids got older, it got worse and worse over there. And it just, I don't know. But anyways, what did I start with that with? I forget where I was heading.
Couldn't tell you, buddy.
See, this is old age. This is old. Welcome to old age. Geez, what was I talking about? I don't know, but I used to be that guy in the neighborhood, and it was fun. I liked it, and then once the neighborhood got bad, I didn't want nobody, who are you? Why are you here? Get out of my yard type stuff, because everybody was a thief. Everybody was on heroin. Everybody, it was bad, The neighborhood went to hell. That's what I was on. And, we ended up moving away from there. And I came here, and then once I started this rescue and found so many good people, totally restored my life in humanity, or my faith in humanity. I used to think everybody out there is like these people here, Get out of Cleveland. And we're meeting so many wonderful people. I'd say out of every 5,000 people, we meet one entitled that just causes problems, and we have to boot them. I don't really delete too many people, but there is one a month or something I have to get rid of, just because their attitude and the way they're brought up anymore. I don't know, but yes, I completely love our fishy family. Everybody in here is such good people, Let me see here. Fishroom Dave says, Joey knows how to work the YouTube system. His advice is priceless. I agree 100%. So there's Joey's got a lot of hate out there on him. And, let's face it, he's a little bit cocky. And it's okay if you take it with a grain of salt. He's funny. He gets cocky and I start laughing. He's funny. He is truly funny, but some people take offense to it. And, he has been there. He has taught this hobby so much on how to save money and how to build it yourself, and don't and people have become better hobbyists because of him. I watched the stuff. I learned a lot of stuff from him. There's a few things I can show him too, but the point is, his advice, he's already been through it, you know, great. Of course, I'm going to listen to everything he says. He says I'm going to do it, except for he thought when we had that interview with him, he thought that the second channel was a bit too much, that if you knock off the second channel, more people will watch the first channel. And I'm like, no, it's the same people watching both channels. It's not like there's a different, 12,000 people on the second channel and these 148,000 over here, are different. They don't even watch each channel. No, 12,000 of the 148 here go over there, and it just, I want to see more of what's going on around here. And so they watch the second channel. So if I cut off the second channel, we're just cutting revenue. And he wasn't getting that. He's telling me, I'm telling you, if you stop it, you'll make more in the main channel. It's possibly we might make a little, but we didn't stop the channel. So everybody got real afraid real quick. Please don't end the channel. Don't do this. Reaper being one of them.
Stephen Bundluck, $10 says, any plans
What's up,
for
buddy?
Cinco de Mayo party for Paco and the crew next week?
We got some big stuff going on next week. What was happening? Remember? I don't remember. I haven't made plans for it. And I don't really know right now what's going on next week, but I remember there's big plans for next week. I did just, however, since I'm dieting, I've been cooking for Hoover, so I've been taking, like my portion when I cook him. Let's say, a hamburger and some veggies. I'll take the veggies out and give it to the Pacu. I've been giving them a lot more lately so that they wouldn't ever nip on the stingrays in there. So they've been getting all kinds of treats lately. Some walnuts, pecans, some grapes, all kinds of veggies and stuff like that. So they're getting their little treats lately.
All right, I'm caught up here. So if you guys, I know I probably missed some questions in the chat. Go ahead and re-ask them. I'm now caught up to the bottom. So if you guys want to ask anything, now is your chance. Oh, Steven said Paco likes a shot of Patron now and then.
Well, I don't know if I can do that. When you visit, Steven, more power to you. Airtime says something is not right with your YouTube. You should have way more views and subs. Need to do some research and doing different techniques or changing things. We've tried, we've tried so much different stuff. I went back to so many old videos, changing all the keywords, doing and testing them videos, see if they did better. Some did better, some did worse. Going back and changing it to safe for kids. That turns off all the commenting. Well, the Pacu video of Betty, she went from 1.3 to 1.6 in like 3 months, million views. And I had to turn it back on to, safe for, or not safe for kids, so that we can have comments on there. And, we've tried so many different things. I'm going out and making old videos and redoing them. And, we've tried. We haven't found one key thing that works better. So, and I just don't have the time. But at nighttime when I'm taking care of Tracy, she sleeps a lot at night. So every hour I get about a half hour to myself. Well, 15 minutes laying there, you fall asleep for 10, 15 minutes and you got to get back up. So while I'm laying there, I do internet research and I'm watching all kinds of YouTube videos on how to grow your thing and how to edit better and how to make your mics better. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to give you guys a test right now because I watched the thing on mics and I actually went and did a thing with them. Okay, so here's how we've been talking recently. I'm going to turn off this expander and EQ and tell me if you like it better without it. Okay, here we go. There's without the EQ now. Now you can have our. This is how we've been for the last year or so, and just tonight was new with the EQ. So if you guys like the other way better, I'll go back to turning the EQ on. Here it goes now. It's going to go back on. There. Now the EQ's back on. I'm trying to make the voices more warm, turning up the bass a little bit, more, like you're in the room with us and not tinty. So that was one of the things I got off of the YouTube. So tell me if you like the EQ the way it is now or the way I switched it to. and we'll give it time before we start the other one.
Okay. I had a question here and I lost it.
Umar Aziz says, "Hi, skinny boy." Must be talking to you because I know he's not, just giving me, too much hope. I lost, 14, 15 pounds, something like that, 16 pounds. Not much yet. Once I get down to 275, you guys will notice a big difference. I'm still above 300 right now.
They're saying they prefer it off. Personally, EQ is now better. The other one just seemed flat.
Okay, this is, I don't know what they mean because it's on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off one more time. This is the EQ off right now. And I'm going to leave it off until I see your answer again.
So just say off or on.
Right now, it is off. John Kilpatrick, Bigrich, do you do boxers or briefs? And are they for sale? That sounds like something Joey would say. I do tidy whities. The reason being is, when I was a young kid, my dad wore boxers. And he'd come home from work, and he'd take his pants off and walk around the house in his boxers. And I'm just like, oh, geez, Dad, come on. So I grew up wearing tidy whities. That's the cool thing. And then I'm giving my kids, I've raised these guys on tidy whities. So they're walking around tidy whities, but all their friends are wearing boxers or boxer briefs. And now that's what they do. They don't wear tidy whities now. I'm in the tidy whitey still. Yes, at my age. I feel it lifts and separates perfectly. Well, it gets hot when you go down south. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have skin touching skin, you're good. With boxers, skin touches skin everywhere. I figure it'd be like South Florida, a swamp. I don't get it.
How much does it cost in food a month for all them fish? So on average, we feed
About
between
600.
10 to 15 pounds of food a day. Depending on what we feed, if it's just shrimp, then 10 pounds of shrimp, you're looking at $50 to $60 a day.
Well, I don't know about any of that. All I know is I pay the bills, and the food bill has been $600 to $650 for a while, but it's recently just went up because the price of shrimp and tilapia have gone up.
Yeah.
So I can't break it down. I just know the end because I do a certain card for the food, a certain card for bills, a certain card for the trips and the gas and the tolls. So I know which bills go where, and I know what I pay each month on each one.
Now you got everyone talking about underwear. And
This is a fish show, guys. Come on.
Your fault.
Bob Stevenson says, Hoover versus Bigrich in a weight loss challenge. Okay. Hoover came to me, and he says he's got a smaller belly than me. And he's like 7 inches smaller than me. And I'm like, there is no way. You're like a midget Santa, And we take a tape measure, and his came out at 53 inches around the fattest part. Mine came out at 54. I was mortified. So now I'm doing the dieting, and I'm making fun of Hoover because he eats so much every day. And it was hard for me to cook for him because he's here helping me, so why shouldn't I cook for him? It was hard to cook and then not eat. So now I'm cooking him all the time, and he's eating between meals. He's eating, Cheetos or Pringles or whatever. And then he'll go and make himself a soup, blah, blah, blah. And then I make the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then he'll come eat dinner. Then after dinner, we watch a movie or something at nighttime in between taking care of Tracy. And, he's eating more stuff. I mean, the man eats constantly. I'm like, dude, you're gaining weight while I'm losing weight. He's like, no. I'm like, I already guarantee you my belly is shorter or skinnier than your belly. I know that for a fact. I've lost about 3 inches on the belly. People can't see it yet because it was so big, but I have lost on my belly. This I know for a fact. And he won't take the tape measure challenge with me again.
We got Jim Sheasley, $10. He says, wore my OFR shirt out to eat today. The guy next to me noticed and we started talking. He said he's been running tanks for years and the biggest problem he's had is phosphorus in Ohio. Any comments? So
You are
twice a year, you're going to have a huge spike in phosphorus in the water. There's no getting around it. We live in the Great Lakes region. spring and fall, you're going to have spikes in phosphorus. You're going to have more algae in the water. There is no wet way around it. There is.
Well, hold up. Why don't you explain to them where our water comes from and what happens there that it comes in like that, and there's nothing we can do about it. You know.
We live by a big giant lake, and big giant said lake has lots of phosphorus in the water. There's basically no explaining it any other way.
No, they don't know that. They don't know where our water comes from, you know.
So as we try and treat the water for drinking water, basically
He works for the water company.
There's basically no guaranteed treatment or reason why we have to treat phosphorus for it to be potable water. So we don't really do too much on the phosphorus side. But for fish, the thing that it causes is plant growth. And the first thing to grow in your tank is algae. So if you have a high phosphorus content, your algae is going to grow out off the charts, and it's going to just be bothersome for everyone involved. So the only thing you could possibly do is when you have your water coming in, if you have lots of plants on your system, they will basically eat all that phosphorus in the water and starve out the algae.
But then you got all that white film on the inside of your tank everywhere.
You're not going to get away from biofilm at all. That is basically a nature's way of telling you have healthy water. There's biofilm on everything.
Josh is the engineer for the Cleveland Water Department. So he is an engineer for downtown. So good job, Josh. Thank you for that info.
But we stride ourselves on, having naturalistic, just ecosystem ponds. And with that territory comes biofilm and algae. But for us, we leave the algae, we leave the biofilm unless it's on our viewing windows. Everywhere else, we don't really touch.
Right.
All them surfaces.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead. Now, the EQ has been off for the last 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on because I've got people saying the EQ sounds good. This sounds better. I like the EQ. Well, this is the EQ being back on now. There, I just clicked it on. So this is with the EQ. We'll go for another few minutes. You can finish now. I'm sorry. That's why I put up a finger. Just wait a second. Tammy McCloskey says slime good.
Slime it is good. The fish actually love it, and there are some fish who will eat the biofilm. When you're dealing with monster fish,
Flagtails.
Biofilm is basically means nothing to them, so they just leave it grow out on the surface. Someone's asking if we have pink-tailed chalceus, and what do you think on them? We've had them in the past. I don't think we have any out there right now. They are neat fish. They look awesome. Someone's saying Kentucky on the 8th. That's right. You're going down to the Mammoth Cave
Aquarium Expo on May 7th and 8th at the weekend. Look it up online, Mammoth Cave Aquarium Expo. We will be there. We are the biggest YouTubers there. Will Star's going to be there. Reaper's going to be there for the behind the scenes channel. I'm going to be there. So yeah, we've asked a few others, so we don't know who's going to show up or not. But so far, these are the 3 that we know are going to be there, and it's a great show. 2,000-3,000 people, and there's they have a tank scaping, like a scape off a contest. They have all kinds of different awards and prizes for all kinds of things, and plenty of things to do. And at some point, you're going to be lucky because we're going to have I've got a Nerf gun that is to end all Nerf guns. Last year, we had a Nerf gun war, and we went after a bunch of people, and it was fun. We had a great time. Now they're all buying Nerf guns, and I bought a better Nerf gun. Christmas time, that was my gift to myself. So we're going to have it. It's going to be fun. You guys got to come.
Jim Sheasley said, how far is Mammoth Cave from Cleveland? About 6 hours.
5 hours. 5 hours took us to drive there. You didn't go, I went. Took us 5 hours there.
I just drove down there more recently than you did, and it was pretty damn long.
Well,
you want to bet $1? You say 5, I say 6 if it's above.
I went now. I drove down there and I drove back. It was 5 hours each way. Well, Reaper was driving. I don't know how you drive on the highway, but we made it there in like 5 hours and 10 minutes.
According to Google, Strongsville to Mammoth Cave.
6 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, that's at speed limit. I have the Reaper driving. I look over at Reaper one time. We're driving along. Everything's fine. He's keeping up with the traffic, maybe passing one here or there. And then we're going down this big hill. And I hear the van go, "Wah, wah," and I look at him, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He goes, dude, we're at 98 miles an hour. I want to get to 100. I'm like, come on, Reap. There was no reason to reach 100 other than to say, I made it to 100. Everybody else is cruising along at 95 miles an hour on the highway, and he has to hit 100. Oh, my goodness.
We got Lori Kish, $5. Says, hello to all. Remember to hit that like button. Thanks, Lori. And yes, everyone should hit the like button.
Yes, please. That helps us out.
But
Helps us grow.
More importantly, need to like all the videos, not the live stream stuff.
Yeah, the live stream don't really, the videos. You got to like the videos. I mean, if you can take it back and share it to your Facebook group, share it. The more we get shared, the more people see it, the more people join. That would help us out a lot.
Every comment you have, if you just say hi or cool, that comment on there will help, the YouTube algorithm pick us up and put more out. So you start getting action and activity on a video, they're going to, press on and try and promote that video.
Oh, my butt is hurting.
Green Queen says, what's the chance of Will showing, or is he promoting his Sasquatch channel?
He will be promoting his channel. He still does fish on it, but he does, he still backs Ohio Fish Fishing. We're family. He loves us. We love him. He will,
He actually just texted me tonight. He said, bro, that mural that your wife's doing it in the nursery is awesome. He said, how much would she charge to come do my grandson's wall?
Wow. That's right. He just had a grandson, so he's been into, with his grandson all this time, and that's when he stopped hanging out here. He's been pot. Yeah.
We got AZ Fish Room, $100.
Oh my God.
Turtle, no pizza. Cool.
Wow. Thank you guys. You didn't have to do that though. I mean, you guys give so much each week. Please don't think you have to do that. I appreciate it. Oh my God.
We don't need no pizza.
Don't need no pizza. But we told Hoover last week, come on the show. And he goes, I know you guys been getting that free pizza every week. And I'm like, no, it's like that come. It's just it was a gift for us, So Hoover comes down and he's like, okay, where's the free pizza? And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so bad, Hoover. Come on, don't say that. Yeah. And I had to text Brittany and say, please don't buy it every week. After that, now it feels like it's necessary or we're not appreciative for it. Please don't do that. Keep your money, just be there. That's all we ask. I'm sorry, but my butt hurts. I was sitting in that chair. Yeah, yours is a little skinnier than mine. Ouch.
I was just feeling awkward there. I'm sitting, you're standing, so I just stood up with
something about this chair.
Yeah, they're not very comfortable.
Okay. Moby Dick of Dopeness says, I'm so glad I got to hear Rich complain about his butt hurting. I'm sorry, guys. That just proves it, you guys. We film what we do. We don't stage nothing. We don't make up nothing. We don't act nothing, So you see what we do. That's it.
There we go.
Did they like it better off or on?
There's comments for both. Some like it on, some like it off. I don't know. I can't decide.
Well, right now it's still on, guys. The video for our sound. Or I'm sorry, the filter, the EQ for our sound.
Pam Rose says, Josh, your hair is getting a little long. Yes, I know, Pam. I'm actually going to cut it tonight.
Do you know that when he was young, I had his hair long down to his shoulders, little blonde hair, and little Joshy, he was so timid. He'd come up, Daddy. I'm like, yes, Joshy, what's up, buddy? He said, I'm hungry. Like, oh, come here. I pick him up. I take him in and get him something to eat. He was so just little, cute little Joshy.
Would you rather me come up and say, "Hey, fat man, make me a sandwich"?
Well, all right. So, guys, the EQ is still on. Oh, how funny!
Oh, Jimmy P's Aquarium says, "I'm here, boys, just in time to hear Rich say his butt hurts."
Oh, how funny!
Lori, you missed the mom update. You know you're gonna have to watch back and listen to it. It was a short one this week, so after the stream, go ahead and look back at it.
Fishing with Dano must have heard me before because he put little pumpkin boy mullet. You did have a mullet at the time too.
That thing was god awful.
No, it wasn't. It was so cute. I remember him and Richie out in the front yard, and they were like, "Dad, can we do this or that?" And I'm like, "If you guys can catch a goldfish out of the front pond." It was only like 3 foot wide, 2 foot deep, or 2 foot from front to back, and then about a foot and a half deep. It was a little plastic pond with a waterfall to it, and there were like feeder goldfish in there. I'm like, "If you guys can catch a goldfish, I'll go ahead and do that with you." And I'll be danged if like 5 minutes later, they didn't both come running to me with the goldfish in their hand. I'm like, "Put that back in the pond." Little kids caught them. I'm like, I didn't think there was a way possible. They didn't have a net. They had hands.
Someone asked, what would be the next Australian fish that we want? I've got one in mind. Do you have something in mind?
Yeah, the bridge starts with BR.
Barramundi.
Barramundi, thank you. I want a barramundi.
Fish.
Oh, that was your fish too?
Yeah. I don't care if it's regular or platinum. Barramundis are sweet.
Oh, we have a choice? I take platinum. Or albino. I'm not picky.
Well, you know, there's some things, you know, you always see platinum barramundis online, and what you see. So everyone knows is barramundis to be platinum, but there are, you know, regular ones.
Oh. Eric's coming to the Mammoth Cave Aquarium Expo. The Headache Aquarium Hole says, "Hey, Josh and Brittany for diapers." I don't know what that means. Big Rich, hope we see you at the Mammoth Cave. Yes, I will be there, son. Bring your Nerf gun. I'm going to get you.
It was a super chat. Headache Aquarium Hole, $20. He said, "Hey, Josh and Brittany, this is for diapers. Big Rich, hope to see you at Mammoth Cave."
Oh my God! Now everyone's coming up with the DIY Joey and the Big Rich jokes. I can't take it. Once the person said the smartest thing ever was Big Rich needs a cushion. Oh, it's all the way outside. I can't go out there. I thought it was out here by Tracy. Tracy's got a Roho cushion for her big wheelchair. That's what I'm going to put on here. That thing is so soft. Oh my God. She's not using it yet. Because on the big wheelchair, she needs to be able to control the forward and back and all that. I can't be behind her controlling it. It don't have controls back there. So some lady, very nice lady, donated that very expensive wheelchair for Tracy, but she can't drive it, and I can't walk beside her driving it like this, you know, or like this, you know, so it's rough. So it's sitting outside, and it's got a big Roho seat. A Roho seat is like an air cushion, like gel-filled seat that, oh man, it just contours to everything. And if I'm going to a game, that's the seat I take with me.
Bob Slevinson says, "I will donate $100 if Big Rich loses 100 pounds. Any matchers?"
Write that name down. I accept, challenge accepted. Write that name down. Write it down. Because I'm going to text them when I get there. I've already lost, like, 4 days in, I lost 14 pounds. I haven't weighed myself since. So I know I'm down at least another 5. So 15 to 20 pounds I've lost, and it's only been a week and a day or two. I'm going to keep on going because, you know, here's the problem. I'm old now. I'm not hanging out at the bars. I'm not hanging out with you know, parties and you know, keg parties or you know, hairy buffalo parties or none of that stuff I used to do when I was young. I live this life. I'm here, and now I can never leave because I got to take care of Tracy. The little bit of time I do have spare, I'm taking from my sleep to do the work in the fish room. So I need to be thinner. I can't keep enjoying food. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that got me. Weighed myself, I was 325. I'm like, oh my God. I got to 325 once 2 years ago, and I lost. I went down to, what was I, 260 or something? 268 is what I went down to. I don't know. And then I just decided to start eating again. And then I ballooned back up to 325 again. So as I'm 325, I noticed that it's harder for me to get up out of a chair to go take care of Tracy. My feet are hurting all the time, you know. My back hurts all the time, and that's a lifelong thing, so I have to deal with that. But my feet hurting, I didn't have to deal with that before, you know. That's adding on to it. And, you know, to get up out of, you sit in the rocking chair to get up, you know, you're flinging your legs and you're trying to get up. It's easier if you have somebody there, but I don't have anybody here to give me a hand out of the chair. It's just easier and better for Tracy if I would lose weight. So now I'm feeling selfish that the only thing in my life I have that makes me feel good is food. Because trust me, I sit down, I make a baked potato, a steak, maybe some macaroni and cheese with bacon bits on, or bacon crumbles on top, not bacon bits. And you eat this and you're just like, it's so good. And then you feel full and you can sit back and watch a movie. You're like, yes. Well, I guess that's one of the 7 deadly sins, you know. What's that called when you eat so much?
Gluttony.
Gluttony. It was a type of selfishness that I felt, to where I don't need to have that in my life to feel good about myself. It's making me a worse caretaker for Tracy. And I'm taken away from her, because before I'd jump up and run in there. Now I'd get up and I'd walk in there, you know. At nighttime, we're talking when she's sleeping and she has coughing fits or something. So I just felt it was very selfish of me. And, you know, it's hard to breathe and that kind of stuff. So I need to lose weight. And I don't know.
Okay, so we got a few things here. There's people adding on. Oh, we got 4 people so far. I'll give you $100 if you lose 100 pounds.
Are you writing down all their names?
Got you.
I am going to hold you people to this.
And Bob asked, how can you get a hold of me? You can either message me on Instagram or on my private Facebook.
Which was just Josh Price.
Correct. You go on to Ohio Fish Rescue and find, you know, the admin of Josh Price. That's me.
Or you just go on Facebook and search for Josh Price and he'll pop up.
There's a bunch that pop up. But there's a question here, or a comment that kind of got my attention here. Andrew Link says, I don't know if I'm just young, but what the hell is a hairy buffalo party?
Really? Wow, see, my generation is different from your guys' generation. Okay, I used to go to school.
From mine to
Stop
theirs.
it. I used to go to school to find out where the parties were back in North Royalton. And you'd find out there's a hairy buffalo party this weekend. What that meant was you had to bring a big, huge bottle. That's your entry fee. Everybody that came would pour these bottles into one big thing. You can bring bottles, or you can bring, you know, multiple cans of fruit or bottles of fruit or whatever, or actual fruit, you know. Watermelon, you know, peaches, whatever. And half of the night through, you've got this huge concoction, and there's a band playing, and we got this huge concoction. Everybody's getting cups out of it. It's like got gin and tequila and Southern Comfort and Jack Daniels and vodka.
Yep.
We don't know. It's different every time, but it's so much fruit is in there. Boy, I'm talking about getting wasted. We had so much fun back in our younger days. We used to just pick out a set of woods, and then we'd give everybody directions to that woods, and that's where we'd have a party. We didn't know who owned the property. We just had 3 kegs back there. That was a keg party. And hairy buffalo parties were the best, though. They were the best.
Joe Loring, go ahead and get you a hold of me on Facebook. We can set that up for next weekend. My dad will be out in Mammoth Cave.
That's this next weekend?
Yeah.
It's next week?
Yeah.
Like, today's Friday. It'll be next Friday I have to leave?
Yes.
Wow.
We got Daedra Happy, $5. Gave a little sticker and says bravo.
Can you turn that machine up to 4?
Yeah.
She's not needing suction. She needs a cough. But if you turn the air up, we'll be okay for a little bit. Okay. She's back above it. Oh. Turn it up. Okay. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry. You go ahead and take the show. I'll get her.
Alrighty, I'm back, guys. Here we go. Where did we leave off?
Hit the button on, Josh.
Yeah, I got you, bud. Hello. Yeah, so there's a comment here about the alcohol and the dieting that can be a big part. It depends on how far you want to go. I've been personally, like, I've been able to work out and diet, add on muscle, and still be able to, you know, drink on weekends or something like that, and it worked fine for me. But there is the fact of, if you cut alcohol out of your diet completely and you just stick to your dietary plan, you eat good vegetables and clean meats, no processed foods, you're going to basically slim down as fast as you can. So that is up to this guy.
What's that?
If you stop drinking alcohol, you'd lose weight faster.
Okay, I only drink alcohol now once a week for this show, and it's on 3 cups. But I'm drinking a 0-calorie thing, and then the vanilla vodka. I know the vanilla vodka has a little bit of carbs and sugar to it, but the regular vodka is 0 calories, 0 carbs. So it ain't much. And I am definitely calorie deficient because I eat very small portions 3 times a day. In the morning, I'll eat 1 egg. Noontime, I'll eat 1 piece of lunch meat. And dinner time, I eat half a can of tuna, mixed with celery. And that's it. That's all I eat. And then I fast from 4 o'clock all the way till 8 o'clock in the morning. And that's when I want to eat the most, is nighttime. It's so rough. But I'm doing it, and it's been a week and a half now. And I mean, I feel a difference. You're not going to see much of a difference yet, but like I told Hoover, if you lose 5 pounds, you don't lose it all in one spot. It comes from all over your body. So instead of your arm skin being 3/8 inch thick, it's now, a 1/4 inch thick or whatever. But 20 pounds, if you hold 4 bags of sugar on your belly and hold them 4 bags, that's how much weight you lost. It's 20 pounds. And I'm approaching that right now. So you're going to definitely start seeing the difference real soon. But I am starving myself every day. I am calorie deficient every day, and I am not ruining my diet. One time last week, I had a cheat day, but I cheated with steak. I did not eat anything else, just a whole steak instead of a small portion. I had a large portion, a whole steak. Ribeye. Hoover bought steaks for everybody, and I ate a whole steak. But I considered that a cheat day, and that's good. It's still protein. It's not, potatoes. It's not macaroni and cheese. So it's still in with my diet, which is sort of like the carnivore diet or the keto kicked up, So still better EQ up. It sounds okay either way. Well, see, that's right now. Is it still on or off?
Oh, that's your reading a message from a little bit ago.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see here. Okay. Did you read this one?
Yes, I got that.
Okay. Any fishy question, guys?
We
We have knowledge here we can give out.
I had a question, but you just made me lose it.
See, and that's what it's like. If I don't interrupt you when I talk or when you talk, I will forget that question completely.
That's just old age.
I know. But what I need is either a notepad here so I can write it down and let you finish talking, or people get on me because I cut them off or something. I don't mean to cut them off. I'm not trying to. But if I don't get it out now, I won't remember it. So Josh has grown used to it. I'm used to it. This is how we just deal with it. Different families are different. I have to cut him off, and then he can remember to stop talking where he's talking. I can talk my piece, and then he can take back over right where he left off. I had that brain surgery, and it's hard for me. So
Bucky Dodonner said, "Mermaid video isn't going to happen, is it? We'll be filming
don't
on
be
it
a
this
downer.
Saturday."
Listen, Bucky Dodonner, don't be a downer. Of course it is. We're actually filming more tomorrow. We have everybody coming over tomorrow. We had to wait for different things. We had to order through, the costumes. We had to order, different stuff. We ordered a shirt for me because I will not go shirtless. So I ordered a muscle shirt. So if I'm shirtless and I got my mermaid bra on, it's going to show a six-pack on my belly. I'll show that, but I'm not going shirtless yet. You know what I'm saying? So
calendars will be put out for next year.
Calendars will be next year. We're taking pictures for that too. We are working on it, but you guys got to stop being negative. If I say something, my word is gold. Period. I will do what I say. Heather Ellington Taggett says, Mother's Day weekend. Mammoth Caves, bitches. Bigrich. We will be there.
AZ Fish Room, $2. Said Mia is here and tagged her. I imagine that's the new mod.
Yeah, where's she at?
If I see her, I will.
Yeah, Mia, you got to talk and speak up on here, and then we can take your name and add you as the mod on here. Also, Mia, since you're the new mod, I forgot to tell you this. It's not a job. There's enough people here that here's how you. I notice you're really on it, and you're sitting there. You're on it constantly. I see from the activity log. Listen, it's not a job. You don't have to do any of this. If you happen to be online and you get a notification that there's problems and you can handle that, we appreciate it. You don't have to be there and make sure everything that gets posted or reported gets taken care of. Other people will. If you don't do it, if you wait 15 minutes, you'll go online and see somebody else has. It's if you're online and you can handle it, then go ahead. That's the purpose for having multiple mods. So it ain't a hard job for any one mod, This is a non-paying job, so we're not enforcing any rules or anything like that. So it's a appreciation thing. I thank you if you can handle this. It's not a job. So if you're online and you can handle something, great. Don't worry. If you don't have to handle all that. If there's 100 notifications, you answer 10, you're good. Come back in 10 minutes, answer another 10. You don't have to do all this work. Take care of your business online, what you're doing, talking to the people you're talking. If you got extra time and you can do some of it, great. That's what I tell all the mods. That's just how it's a very relaxed thing. We've got probably 12 mods now. Between all of us, we get it done every week before you were here. So now you're taking over and trying to do a whole bunch. I get it, but you don't have to work that hard.
Drew Figueroa says, "Are you still putting a tank on top of the 3000?"
Yes, sir. We got that all cleared off. We were hoping for tomorrow, Saturday, for the right. We have to have 6 to 8 people show up at the same time. This is the problem. To be able to carry that tank in and around and then put it up on top of there. So the tank's ready. The 3000's ready. We're just waiting for having that many people. We came real close Wednesday, but Josh was at work and we had 5 people here and we could not lift it. So if they could have stayed until Josh got off work, we would have had the 6th. But, some of them had to leave at 2, some had to leave at 4. And, of course, you're not going to make, hey, you're a volunteer. You better stay until 4. You know what I'm saying? You just appreciate any time they can give you.
Lots of people still talking about your diet. Yes, you want to stay away from carbs, bread, pasta, all that good stuff. Not good for you. So with myself, I cut out breads. I cut out sugar. I don't drink pop. I don't drink pretty much nothing besides water, and then I eat meat and vegetables. When I'm on my diet hardcore, I don't do any dairy. Dairy is absolutely terrible for you. It's trapped in your system for a long time, and it's basically just fat. So myself, if I'm cutting in a calorie deficient, what it means to me is, on average, you eat about 2,000 calories a day.
I'm eating about 50.
Yeah, when I'm in a calorie deficiency, I eat about 1,800 calories.
I'm in a calorie deficiency.
You just can't sustain that for a long time.
Right, but I can start my diet and kick it in its butt that way.
Right.
Then I can go, 500 calories a day. And when I can't take it no more, I'll go 1,000 calories a day. But I lose weight the quickest doing what I'm doing. And then when I can't take it no more, I'll move up to the next step. I'll add veggies in with my meat. Right now, I'm eating any type of meat. I should only be eating chicken, turkey, or tuna. Them are the 3 easiest processed meats. But I'm eating any type of protein right now, but very, very small portions. And the theory behind that is your body wakes up from its fasting and it starts processing, and then it runs out of food. So it takes extra storage fat, and then it slows down, and then it shuts off. And then you give another piece, like 2 pepperonis, and you eat that, and it starts up again. It starts processing, it runs out of food.
What am I going to do with 2 pepperonis?
It starts your system going. You know what I'm saying? And that's the fastest way I've learned to, lose fat quick. I've lost 55 pounds in a month, like 3 times in my life. One time is because, I don't know if you guys know the story, but my dad kicked me out when I was 15. I was into girls. He was into gardening and coon hunting. He did not understand why I didn't want to run the rototiller and I'd rather have the girls. Well, he had a chicken coop out in the back, or a pigeon coop. And it was me and like 8 girls, and we were playing strip. What was the card game we played back then? I forget. I've told you many times. Quarters. I'm sorry, not the card game. Quarters. We were playing strip quarters. So I had all these girls were like, half naked in his pigeon room, and there was me. Well, my little brother snuck out of the house, and they were in the tree next to the building looking in the windows. He come home early from work and caught me out there, and he threw me out. So anyways, I went to Florida. I was living under a bridge because the people I thought I had down in Florida wouldn't put me up. So I did that by driving a Honda 125 all the way to Florida. And I had no money. I was 15. A Honda 125 has a 1-gallon gas tank. So I siphoned gas all the way to Florida. I had to drive 50, 60, 70 miles, whatever 1 gallon got me. And then I'd have to stay there until it got dark where I could siphon gas and get back on the highway and go. I was 15, didn't have no insurance, driving a Honda 125, little tiny. I made it all the way to Florida, and then the bike got stolen. I was living under a bridge in Florida, and here's what I did. At nighttime, when it got dark, I would go out, and Florida, there's grapefruit trees in everybody's front yard, orange trees. I would take all these big, huge grapefruits, and I'd take a whole pillow sack and fill them up. And then we would eat them by cutting them in quarters. We'd bite down on it, swallow the juice, and throw the rind away. Bite down, swallow the juice, throw the rind away. That 1 month, I lost 55 pounds. Now, that worked that way. Another time in my life, Tracy left. This is why we got divorced. She left, went and lived with somebody else, and I wasn't going to be thicker, because I wasn't fat, but I was thick, and be alone. I was married, and all of a sudden now I don't have a wife, So I just would not eat. I didn't eat for 17 days in a row. And I was in the grocery store with Joshy and Richie, and I passed out pushing the cart. From there, I started eating like 5 times a day, but very super small portions. Like 2 pepperonis, 1 egg, 1 piece of ham, and this is all 2 hours apart. 2 pepperonis, 2 hours later, 1 egg, 2 hours later, one piece of ham. 2 hours later, half a can of tuna. And I lost like 50 pounds in that first month. But I wouldn't suggest it for anybody, but I have done it. Now I'm doing it again, and I'm going to take it as far as I can put up with it, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll move on to the next level of eating a little bit more, which means the weight loss will be slower. So I'm not going to be thick no more. So I'm going to get down. I was 330, but once I reached 325, took me 2 days after that. I reached 330, and I think that was just food. But anyways, I reached 330. So if I can get to 230, I've lost 100 pounds. I don't think I'll get to 230, but I definitely want to get to like 250, 260. That's, good weight for me.
Brittany's Nibbles, $5, says, Mia, he's lying. We are all trapped in his secret Sabiba sweatshop behind OFR. Hashtag turtle, turtle, turtle.
All the mods are in my backyard and locked in. That's hilarious. How funny is that?
Deidre Happy says, I have a fish question. I love your pool. What size is it, dimension-wise?
25 by, was it 45? 25 by 45, and it was 12 foot deep at the deep end. But now that's 6 foot up of gravel and stuff and filtration. So it's 3.5 foot deep on the shallow end, and then halfway it goes down to 6.5 foot deep. Some spots at 7, some spots at 6, and depending on where the gravel is pushed up by the fish. Stephen Bundleluck says, "Hey, Big Rich, are you still eating beef jerky?" Well, yes, that would be something I could eat in my 2-3 hour splints between food. I can eat, instead of an egg, I can eat a Slim Jim. As long as it's more jerky, not like a Slim Jim. Slim Jims have a lot of sugar in it, stuff like that. But regular, the beef jerky don't really have sugar. It's dried meat. So that is good. It's the flavor, the honey barbecued jerky. That's got sugar and honey and all that kind of stuff. Just the original, what do you call it? Dried beef. Beef jerky is what would work for the diet.
Fishroom Dave is asking how many tanks and filters you have running currently. Majority of our tanks are running off of sponge filters for the quarantine. The number of tanks would surprise you. We're not up into the hundreds. We're probably under about 40. The thing with us, they're all big. I mean, our smallest quarantine tank is, we have 2 full 40 gallons, and everything above that is 75 90s, 110s, 300, stuff like that. And they just progressively get larger and larger and larger.
The rest of our system is all running off of one main filtration and then canister filters on each tank, but water running through all of them off the main filtration. Joe Lawrence says, "Big Rich, you always make my day. Love how you tell it how it is. Hell yeah, stay positive." Thanks, Joe.
We got Kenny's Aquarium says, "Are albino fish blind? Can they see as well as other fish?"
Yes, they can see.
Turtle.
You can't really say they see as well. There might be some sort of truth to that, but they can see just fine. They come up for the food when the food's in there, They can see just fine.
So a lot of these things are folk tales that people come up with.
Wives' tales, old wives' tales.
They've been believed throughout the years.
Right. Veronica Comedy says, 70 miles a gallon, you're doing awesome. But, what?
I'm going to say, just like the wives' tale that the mailman's my daddy.
Oh, my God. Don't bring that up. Oh, my God. Listen, Veronica Comedy says, 70 miles a gallon, you're doing awesome. That was on a Honda 125. You're not allowed on the highway with anything below a 125cc. Would I ever drive a 125? Hell no. It's a little tiny bike. It's a little itty bitty little motorcycle, It's not even made for 16-year-olds. I don't even know why they made that a street bike back then. If I'm not on a 1000 or a Harley, I'm not riding it, I won't ride a 750, a 550, a Honda 754. There were bikes back in the days. Now, I won't ride that stuff now. It's got to be, I've got 2 Harleys in the garage. I will not ride nothing else unless it's his bike, which is a Honda 1000 RR or better. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the way you have to sit on them cafe-style racer bikes. It's not comfortable, and it's not, but I'm telling you, if you take these bikes for a ride, they're great to go out, check it out on the highway, do a couple little things, and come back home. I would never take that bike to Florida. That would be ridiculous. All your weight's on your hands on the handlebars, leaning forward, Yuck. I want to sit back like so, mine and Tracy's dream was I wanted to buy a brand new Harley and have full luggage outfit, the full cruiser with lighting, all that stuff, 2 helmets with intercom between it, and then we can just go drive to, Daytona, drive to Sturgis, and go spend a weekend together, That was what we were going to do. I was going to sell my 2 old Harleys. I've got one's a 1999 and the other one's a 2009. I was going to sell both of them and just go get a new bike, because I never believed in buying anything from the store. I've never bought a new car in my life. The closest I came was I bought this Dodge Caravan for the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that. That's a 2018, and I got that. Was it 12,000? No, I put down 4,000. No,
like 16, I think.
It was 16,000, but it had a salvage title. In other words, it had been wrecked and been declared unfixable by the insurance company. And they paid off. Well, these people got it, and then they fixed it up. It was hitting the rear end, and I can't tell. I mean, I've done work on cars all my life. I can tell if it's been hit or not. You can see something's out of alignment or something. No, them doors open good. Everything works on it great. They did a great job fixing it. So I bought it. I figured I'll get my $16,000 out of it, just helping the rescue, and that's what I'm doing. And it's got 50,000 miles on it. I bought it when it had 4,000, but I bought it and then I paid it off within a year. All my spare money went to it, and boom, paid it off. So the car's paid off. I don't owe no house payments. I don't owe no car payments. Everything I own is paid off. So, my thing was take the $4,000 a month I make off of the rentals and put in the bank. I shouldn't need to bother that. That's the residual income. It should come in and build. I haven't been able to do that since I opened this rescue with Josh, because I've been having to pay the $3,000 a month on the rescue bills. So our goal is to have the YouTube make $3,000 a month at the least for the bills, and then a couple grand extra so that I have expenditures for the rescue would be really nice. So the more followers we get, the more people we have, the better off it is for us. And then people get mad at us because, it's a plain tank. Why don't you I don't buy decorations. I don't waste money on that stuff. I spend money on food, electric, gas, water, sewer, heat. This is the bills that have to be done. And as far as I'm concerned, a fish can be in an empty tank. It's not fish enlightenment to have a piece of log in there. What the fish care about is their food, Now, if I can do secondary things, which is backgrounds, just, stuff like that. When I'm making money like that, then I'll spend it on beautifying the tanks. Like you see, we hooked up Lavaka's tank when we moved it to the bigger tank with the Disney castles because we had them sitting around. Now, I don't like the look, and she deserves a better place. We're making it into, a sand-filled bottom, live plants all around the back, some driftwood, and then, it'll be her home, It's a little better for her. More like her nature, where she came from, natural escape. So we're doing that now, but I don't have the money to just go and waste on every single tank around and do this for. This is why the YouTube money, now see, people don't understand. The YouTube money is still my money. We video it, we put out the video, it's our money. But that's extra money above what I was working that I can put into the rescue, so it's not out of my pocket no more. I don't have to spend that on the rescue. I'm donating that $3,000 a month or $2,000 a month that YouTube's making, an extra $1,000 in my pocket to the rescue. So, the more we get YouTube to take over and pay for it, the nicer things can be. We can get rid of this leaking tank and buy a nice, how the 4400 is? That's a FRP tank, fiberglass reinforced plastic with a big acrylic viewing window. We can buy more tanks like that. Wouldn't it be better, where the Stingray babies are? It's only 20 inches tall, and it's on a 4-foot stand. We could take that out of there because it leaks all the time. We're constantly repairing it. We could take that out of there and put in a fiberglass reinforced tank that's 6 foot tall with a 5-foot window, and then it goes all the way to the floor. It'll go from 500 gallons to 2,500 gallons in the same footprint. So that's what I would spend the extra money on. So if you guys can share the videos on all of your social media, it would help us out a lot to get new people. That's the problem. All of our people are happy with us and this and that, but we're not getting new people. We need to be shared out there amongst things and bring in a lot more people as, when they join us, what are they called? Subscribers. So the more subscribers we get, the more money and YouTube ads we can make. So, that's where we're at with that.
Veronica Cormandy says, got a fish question. What kind of fish are good for ponds in Ontario, Canada? Koi. I mean,
carp, koi, orphs. Things that can winterize for sure. As long as you got it deep enough. Have it at least 4 foot, have a waterfall going in it, or have a heater on it, or have an air stone in it, and you'll be fine. Eric, is that Eric? Yeah, Eric Frank says, sounds like you invented the grapefruit diet. I think he's talking about the grapefruit 55 diet, and it's a pill and stuff. Yes, sorta, but I did it accidentally. It was free food, you know. If I could scrounge up enough to make $1, I'd go up to the corner gas station and buy a burrito out of the corner gas station and eat that. But I was living off of grapefruits in Florida, and I'll tell you what, the grapefruits in Florida, you get off the tree, they're very sweet. They don't taste like grapefruit. They taste like a sweetened grapefruit, like you put sugar on your grapefruit. You get grapefruit up here, grapefruit juice, or you buy whole grapefruits, and they're tart and ugh. The ones in Florida are naturally sweet, and I lost all that weight on it. I've tried, to buy a crate of grapefruits from Florida and send it up here, but they want like $150 for it, for 40 grapefruits or something. It's ridiculous. The price of anything anymore is just ridiculous.
OBG Foster says, how about a new topic? Volcanoes. We need to see a sand volcano in one of the tanks.
Sand volcano would never work, but an air bubble volcano would, like in Nemo. That would work fine. Nice volcano, and then air bubbles coming out of it. Sand would come out and go up and then dissipate, and then it would run out of sand because it'd be all around. You can have runners where it's sucking sand in, but the way a sandfall works is you have a container that the sand falls down into, and it falls down onto the pickup for the sand that goes up top. So it's falling down on its own area, and it comes back up. Volcano wouldn't do that. It'd spread it everywhere.
You can make a sand waterfall. I can make a sand volcano. I'll make it happen.
Let's see it, big guy. I'm ready. I've got a tank you can go in. Let's do it.
Okay. We've got
this kid.
Sarah. She said, my grandfather owned a pet store. He passed away a few months ago.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry, Sarah. Sorry for your loss. That's horrible.
She said, I wouldn't mind donating truckloads of aquarium plants and decorations.
Really? Where are you located? We'll definitely come pick it up. Thank you so much for that. It's a sort of a way your dad can live on, and you can watch it in the videos of all the plants and stuff. For sure. Anything I can do to help. If it can make you feel better, definitely helps us. So I'm so sorry for your loss, though. I've lost so many people in my life, and I don't wish that on my enemies. It's so messed up.
Joel says, when is the pond guy showing up?
He's been busy. I don't know.
Not sure. Yeah, he's got his own things going on. He's got ponds going in at his house now.
His new house.
Yeah. He's back and forth from Utah and Chicago and all over the planet. So he's a bit busy guy.
Okay, Hayden Braddock says, what if the whole bottom of the container is filled with sand? Well, that's an obvious. We have to do that. But the problem is it'll go up in the air and it'll do this and it'll set over there. The sandfall needs an area so that the sand goes down to the bottom and the sand falls into that pit area because that's where the pickup is. So if you have a pickup out here, it's going to have a little ring around it where it's picking up sand and it makes a ring. That sand has to not fall in here, not everywhere. You can't have a pickup all around the whole bottom. You can have pickups, the sand pickup is a half-inch hose where it draws the water in and sand with it, so that won't work.
We can make it happen, guys. Have faith.
Kid goes to school and becomes an engineer, thinks he can do anything. I was an engineer long before you, son. I have built so much stuff, out of bubble gum, matches, and toothpicks.
Yeah, just nothing to code. Nothing that'll pass inspection. Oh. So yeah, we got 15 minutes left, guys. Let's go ahead and get any of the last minute questions I might have skipped over. So let's go ahead and get those in here.
Oh, Pam's here.
Yeah, she's been
Hi, Pam.
active tonight.
I didn't see her earlier. Pam's a sweetheart.
For those of you that lost the chat, just refresh it.
Yeah, refresh the whole page.
We've got Kool-Aid. Says, hey guys, so I have 3 bristlenose plecos, 3 goldfish, and a golden dojo loach. Having trouble feeding the plecos because the other fish get the food first no matter what I try feeding them. Any advice?
Sinking pellets, sinking spirulina tablets, sinking veggie wafers. The other fish don't really like it. You know, they'll leave them go, and then the plecos will eat them up.
Yep, you can either do that or just feed more. I mean, it's a silly thing to say, but you know what? Your pigs of the fish are going to eat until they're not hungry. And then after that, the rest of the fish will come out and feed. We run into the same problem with our pacu. You know, we have to overfeed the pacu for all them rays to get fed.
Nothing reaches the bottom with them pacu, trust me.
I throw food in over here. The pacu go over there. So I throw a bunch of food in over here.
They move.
Stingrays go over here.
That's our pacus. All right. Philip Kimpton says, where do you see OFR in 10 years? As a public aquarium / rescue. We will see a lot of the public aquariums, 99% of them won't take from the general public no more unless you have something rare. They got tired of all the bacterial infections, fungal infections, you know, what's the other one? The living organisms that burrow into the skin. What are they called?
Parasites?
Parasites, thank you. Parasitical infections, all that kind of stuff. So they stopped taking from the public about 8 years ago. You might find one every once in a while that will take something, but they really won't take nothing unless you have something rare. So that's where we were born. And we filled a niche. We'll take in anything. We never say no. This is what gets us aside from any other rescue out there. We don't say no on any fish. I don't care if it's 100 goldfish. We don't need goldfish. We got plenty of goldfish. No. We take them in and we take on the job of finding them good homes. I don't care if it's if it's a wolffish or a dorado or you know, a $3,000 albino, you know, alligator gar. Of course we're going to take them, but we also take in the fish nobody wants, the 10-cent goldfish, you know, that kind of stuff. We find homes for everything. We keep what we like to add to our system, of course.
Right now, just yesterday, they went out on a fish rescue, and a lot of these catfish are deformed. And, you know, if someone was in the pet store, they'd be like, oh, that's a deformed catfish. I don't want to pay for that thing. But we take them in here, and we find them deserving homes.
Or we keep them here forever, however. But, you know, this is what we do. And then we don't sell the fish. We give them away to a deserving good home. All these other rescues popping up are selling the fish the next day and this and that. And, you know, they don't care where they go is the problem. You know, I can show up and say, hey, I have a 300-gallon tank. I want, you know, them 2 pacu, and they'll sell them to me for $20 a piece. But, you know, that's not what we do. Okay, good. We're in it for the fish and trying to make the YouTube cover the cost of our rescue. We're not taking the cost out on the fish or the people. And a lot of the times people are like, you know, I don't know what to do anymore. They're too big. I can't handle it. And they get to watch them grow at Ohio Fish Rescue. So we're trying to do good in every different direction that we're doing things. We don't charge to pick up. We pay for our own gas going and picking up. We do the best we can. And if, you know, lady calls me and her tank's broken, she calls me and says, come save these fish. They're in my bathtub. I'll find out if she wants another tank. And we can give her that tank and she can keep her fish. Or if she's just done and she wants us to come pick up the fish, we'll take her tank too and we'll give that to the reptile people. So everything we do helps out other people all the time. We don't make money off of it. And I wish a lot more rescues would follow that structure.
Lauren Hughes says, I have one albino tiger Oscar and a 125 gallon.
Oscar?
Yeah, Oscar. In a 125-gallon tank. He's a rescue of mine, but he seems lonely. Any suggestion on another tank mate? You could do Jack Dempsey's. You can do gar. You can do clown knives. You can do pretty much any sort of South American cichlids with them. The options are endless with them. They're pretty much able to get along with just about anything as long as they can't fit in their mouth.
Okay, Annette Walker says, have we caught the water dragon yet? I feel it nibbled on the stingray. Now, the water dragon definitely didn't touch the stingrays. We've saw it. We saw it. We saw it 4 times now, and we almost caught it this last time. Every time we see it, it's been with different people each time. It gets away from us. That's a huge room out there, and it's quick. So we haven't been able to catch it, but it somehow is eating and getting by because he's looking nice and meaty. Once he disappears, it's hard to find him because he'll run behind the shelving we have in the back that came from Home Depot, and that's full of stuff on the shelves. He'll run behind there and he won't move, and then we don't hear him, we don't see him, we can't find him, or stuff like that. It's rough. So we've been putting out food for him. We've been trying to catch him, but we have now saw him 4 individual different times.
Alexander Stengel says, what size tank does one of those pikes from predatory fins got in need? I'm not sure what pike they got in, so I'm not sure. And yes, would you like one of those? I'm not sure what they are, but I'd imagine it's a type of pike cichlid. Usually the more ornate ones are...
We never say no to any fish.
They are usually like the Brina pikes, which are pretty cool. They'll usually max out at about 20 inches or so. But some of them can have some attitudes to them. Brittany Ziblitz, $10, says, just wanted to say we love OFR and what they do for the fishies. Everyone has their favorite charities. This is ours. Aww. Good people, the best around. This is our date night every week. Love you, 50
I've
fans.
never been referred to as date night before. Oh, that's so sweet. Brittany and her husband are awesome people. Yeah, it's just... Thank you, Brittany.
And we also said turtle.
Oh, turtle. Here's to you.
Ira Nelson, wouldn't it be bad for the fish to have clouds of sand from the sand volcano going through the water? There
would not be a cloud because once you rinse off your sand, when you first put the tank in for 3 days, you're going to have a little bit of cloudy water. And then especially with a sandfall, it runs through this venturi and gets pushed up and it's rubbing against sand and all this. After a few days, it clears up and then you don't have no dust coming from any of the sand and your water's cleared out. So the volcano would be the same way. Basically, the volcano don't have to go through pressure to reach up there. You can just have, a pipe going up, a large pipe with a big venturi. So they're not scrubbing together and rubbing each other. They can just suck in a whole lot and push it up.
Where we at? What do you guys think? Never mind. Sometimes I read questions before I actually read them, and then one almost got through. So a loach can go in with the goldfish. Yes, they can. So a lot of the time you'll have dojo loaches. They are cold water in with goldfish. They're great in koi ponds and stuff. They'll actually make this kind of like a clicking noise when they're also called wet weather loaches out there. They'll make this noise whenever it's thunderstorming out there, and it's kind of neat.
In Can says, my rainbow tank seems to have less issues around 80 degrees. What temperature do you all run? We keep our tanks around 83, 84 degrees. And that's for, we have constant fish coming in and going, and our quarantine tanks are kept up high for the purpose of ick. If someone comes in and there's ick in that tank, we just turn it up a couple of degrees to 87, and then 5 days later, there's no ick in there. The temperature works on ick in a certain way. Normal gestation or lifespan of an ick is 7 days, and then they have 1 million spores, and then they fall off. So that speck of salt is the adult. The spores you cannot see. The spores live on every other fish, and then they climb through their slime layer, burrow through, and get to the meat where they lodge themselves. So by the time you see them, you're already, if you see 1 or 2 and you think, oh, I don't have much, ick, you've got a lot. Trust me, they're there everywhere. You just can't see them. So we turn the temperature up, which brings their lifespan down to 5 days. And then when they release the spores in that heat, all the spores die. So it kills the lifespan, period. We don't use salt. We don't use, ick gone or ick be gone or none of that, ick X or none of that stuff that stains all your silicone blue and none of that. We don't use none of it. Everything's up to 87 degrees, kills all eggs. So for the main part, all of our fish are basically South American fish, all the arapaimas, the red tails, the tiger shovel nose, all these different are around the equator fish, and they can go up hotter. But a lot of ours are goldfish and koi that can't go up hotter. So we found 83 degrees is a good, 83 to 84 degrees is a good in between everything.
OG Foster says I need to shut down my phone during Fishy Friday to keep from checking it when Josh gets a text. It's not my phone. It's Mr. Dad's phone over here.
Did I not ask you to shut it off for the stream?
Maybe.
No, I handed it to you and said, shut the sound off. And I
not
thought
the ringer, though.
I thought it was handled, and the kid didn't handle it. You see that, guys?
The notifications. There we go. Now it's off. I don't know why my button is set for the ringtone and yours is set for the media volume. Weird because we have the same phone. Is it illegal to keep Asian silver carp? So in some states they are outlawed because they are an invasive species. I can't speak for all of the states because I just don't know off the top of my head. But I know a lot of states do outlaw them because they are an invasive species.
Okay, Sandhill says, has Rich just admitted the sand volcano would work? No. See, the problem with the sand volcano is it's going to come up out of the center through your venturi and it's sucking in water, just like a python hose. If you have water running through, it'll suck water through and drain your tank. But if you close that end, it'll start pushing water. That's a venturi. So as water's running through, it sucks. Okay? That's the basis of all sandfalls is a venturi. So if we make a large venturi for a volcano, we're going to have sand coming up, but the sand is not going to be directed to one spot. Okay? So sand's going to go up and fall out like an umbrella everywhere. Now, it's possible we can have sand higher at the edges and sloping down and then bringing out multiple intakes at that low slope point to where all the sand would fall into around there and would slope down to the middle. The problem is the more inputs you have, like if our sand falls on one input, if we have two inputs, it's going to be less pull. So it won't pull the sand in. The water will be moving too slow to pull the sand in. So 10 inputs all the way around the center volcano, which is shaped like so the sand hits it, it'll go out to the spot where the intakes are, and the outside sand coming from the edges are down like this. So all the sand would go to the inputs. The inputs would not be strong enough unless you have like a fire hose type venturi shooting straight up, hitting the top of the tank. So no, I do not see that a sand volcano will work. Because if we could have that all go up and then deposit in one area in one intake, it would work. It wouldn't look like a volcano, but it would work. So I don't see a way around that. Go ahead, Mr.
When
Engineer.
I get the gumption one day and feel like creating this hellacious project,
I'm telling you, you're not smart enough to do it.
Well,
Period.
I mean, the way we think of it right now, truly the sand waterfall doesn't work the way it should be.
Yeah, it does. It works fine. I designed it. It works great.
It's out there stopped. It's not working.
No, it's been running for 3 weeks. Oh, it stopped because I hooked it up to the lights. The lights have to be on for it to work now.
Well, I mean, same thing would come with the volcano, though, in that sense. And
no, because you can't have multiple inputs all the way around the volcano. Every input you put on there cuts the water speed in half. The speed is what picks up the granules of sand. Okay? You have 10 inputs, you've barely got any water coming in, no sand being picked up. It will not work.
I'll make it happen. It might only be in a 10-gallon tank, but I'll make it happen. Because trying to build that in a 500-gallon cube would be terrible, because I don't have a big volcano just laying around. But I could make this happen in a smaller tank. We'll make it happen, because I've got an idea in my head that I don't think he's necessarily thinking about right now. He's thinking about a flat bottom, just a normal tank. But I've got ideas pondering up here. We'll make it happen.
So you're talking like a hillside with a volcano on it where all sand goes to the front and you only got 3 inputs. 3 inputs is still too much.
Nope. I'll make a video on it, and we'll make it happen. I've got a perfect tank out there too, and we do have smaller decoration volcanoes that are made for air. I could rig up and make them for water, just like you did the sandfall. So we will see. But you know what? That is a good spot to leave it. It is the 8 o'clock hour. We've got some stuff to do out there. So we appreciate you guys signing on to yet another Stay Fishy Friday.
Yeah. It's been fun, guys. Thank you for a little break away from my normal life, and I appreciate it. Thanks for everything from you guys. You guys are great. Love my fishy family.
And as always,
stay fishy, my
friends.
Thank you for waiting.